And we go with Sur la Seine. Or how would you? Holly, give us a proper French pronunciation of the title of
I,
this film.
I would go with Sur la seine.
Sur la Seine. All
Yeah.
right, cool. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah. Tell us
And I'm
about
not
this.
going to, and I'm not going to attempt to provide a review in French, um, as my French is not good enough, and nor was it good enough to watch it entirely in French. I did have dubbing and subtitles on to see how they went in comparison to each other. So the film,
And just for anybody who might be watching us on YouTube or anything like that, if you're listening, Sean has decided to populate his background on Zoom exclusively with shark movie shark. Is that still from the film? That is literally a shark in the Seine. Okay, okay, okay. Holly, carry on, please.
yeah.
Tell us
So
what madness ensues.
the film begins with a group of scientists on a boat in the Pacific, I think it is, surrounded by plastic and junk in the water. And they are bemoaning the dreadful caring for the environment, and are saying though that they need to get in and they need to get a sample from, um, I think it was Tracker 17, or so they are, and you start to establish as they once they head into the water that there is a shark that they're tracking, and there are clearly other sharks they're also tracking, and this one they have not been able to find for a while, and is there. And whilst they're diving, they see the horror of a baby whale that's died and been caught in nets, and it's all quite frightful. And then their alerts say that the shark they're expecting is coming near. And when they last saw the shark, she was about 2 meters long, and now she is more than 2 meters long. She is a very large shark, and this happens. And we'll not get the specifics of the awfulness, but let's say it doesn't end well for anybody who's in the water. Um, and lo, 3 years later, we find ourselves in Paris, and our lead scientist from the boat, whose name I have forgotten because, as we know, I remember the names of no characters,
You joined the club, Holly.
um, with dark hair, who's probably in her early 40s, is in Paris, not doing things involving sharks. And there are some young people locally who are very excited about, well, she's doing some stuff sort of to do with sharks. She's doing it within an aquarium. And it's all much more, land bound. And it becomes apparent that there are these young people who are environmental activists and are, desperately doing, what they can to help protect sharks around the world. And via they get in touch with our, bereaved scientist, and say, we have news, we know uh, where the shark is, and they've named the shark, and I can't remember what the shark's called either. Um,
Decept.
and she's a female name, and they say she's here, she's in Paris, and they say, well, don't be ridiculous. Of course, she's not in Paris. She's a shark. We don't have sharks in the Seine. And lo, unsurprisingly, it's possible it might turn out that she has in fact made it into the Seine. Same time as they are building up the Paris's first triathlon, which is going to be taking place in, and
There's people in the water.
also, there is a mayor who doesn't want to close the river. So,
Never compare me to the mayor in Jaws.
bereaved scientist teams up with local police, river
Oh,
police, in order to address saving people from
Oh
potential shark-based disaster.
god.
Madness news.
En français.
And
Look. Okay, okay, I have to say something, right? One of my favorite things in recent years is when you have a European take on an American trope-filled movie, done with half the money and everything like that. I just didn't realize that European film industries had gone around to focusing on a genre like terrible shark movies. So I just didn't realize
money,
that.
but twice the passion. And then
So
I had
so
to see
they,
this
they have
movie
they
in the
have half the
straight.
movie. They have half the money of something like Sharknado. They have half the money of that, and they still.
Sharing
Sorry,
the
Shorty.
enthusiasm
Yeah,
for the
no, I was just
subject
saying
matter.
that's why I needed to watch this because Holly was going. I thought I need to see a shark movie.
Yeah, so
Okay, so all right.
sure.
At the moment, so
What do you think?
Holly, and Sharon are resident terrible shark movies experts. They are resident shark. But so Sean, just tell us, what did you think of this?
Okay, this okay, yeah, this was quite interesting. I thought about freshwater ones, and the uh, I thought it
Essentially,
took
I
a
want to
little
know
while
how
to.
bad was it. That's what I want to know. How bad?
Oh, okay. I'm just going to say one thing. There's one bit where, which I couldn't understand, and it takes place in the catacombs. And let's just say, why did people go against? Why would so many people fall in? Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? I
I
don't
had,
understand that. I was like, so to me that was like put off a little bit. But what I did love, and it was really good, and so it's going to be off the thing, was the end titles. I thought the end titles were
yeah,
absolutely brilliant, and I'm sure they're setting it up for a sequel. But
I'm
the
really
end
happy I
titles
am.
were the best part of the movie, as far as I'm
It's
concerned.
like what I did love is when it ended. When it ended.
The titles. So I mean, who knows? Who knows? But it was mayhem. The last. I don't think I've ever seen a film where there's quite so much mayhem as
I'm
I
the
cannot
mad.
wait to
last
see this.
2 minutes with
Properly.
explosions and stuff, and they were a bit bad, Holly, weren't they?
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, but we are not talk. Don't worry, we're not talking Monsternado here. It's it has a lot more integrity than Monsternado, and I
Yeah, yeah.
don't.
I thought it was well acted. I thought the actors
Yeah,
did a
and I
good
don't
job. I
think
was
it was
quite
filmed on
impressed.
an iPhone. I'm reasonably confident there were no iPhones involved as a cinematographic
Hmm.
element. I could be wrong,
No,
but
it was. It was.
if they were, then they did a lot better than they did with it within Monsternado.
You
Oh no,
agree with me
there's
with the catacomb scene, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you.
I agree with you in the catacomb scene.
okay,
I had a lot of what the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
okay, okay. So I mean, before we let them give us their star ratings, Sharon, you just said I think I heard you say in the background, I have to watch this now.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch this
yeah,
now.
I'm going to watch it again in French.
Yeah.
So that
I'm
one.
tempted to do the whole double. Watch it with subtitles, watch it dubbed. I've done that before. I've done the double,
Yeah,
just to compare and contrast. But
and
yeah, I'm up for this. I am definitely watching this.
All right. So Holly and Sean have done a good job to pique your interest, and now let us have a star rating for Terrible Shark Movie French version.
I'm
Four
giving it.
stars.
What's
Okay.
that? You're going 4.
Yeah, I know. I haven't given anything in a 4 in a really long time. It's ridiculous,
Okay.
but it does it really well. I think it is a solidly constructed. So bad it's good, but I can't quite give it a 5.
So when you say a 4, is it a 4 like Deep Blue Sea is a 4, or is it a 4 and that is so terrible I enjoyed myself immensely?
Oh, I
Which
think
is
it's Deep Blue Sea.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay, Sean, how about you? What do you reckon?
Okay. Well, I thought the acting was pretty solid, to be fair. I did have a few issues with it, and I did think it was a bit long, but purely for those end credits, I'm going to give it a 3. Because those end credits did it for me. I was like, so I thought, well, I'm going to do this, and as I say, I didn't hate it, and I had a few issues with it, but I liked the last 10 minutes of pure mayhem
So good.
and really really bad CGI explosions. But hey, those titles, and there's going to be a sequel, I reckon.
There
Well,
must.
the thing is, like with a film like this, when they say terrible shark movie, sharks in the Seine, I'm just gonna be. I'm like, well, there's gonna be bad explosions, bad CGI explosions are what you are par for the course.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we'll get that. So 4 from Holly, 3 from Sean, for say it again, Sur la seine.
Sur la seine. Sur la
Ollie?
seine.
Do a lesson.
So let's.
Under Paris.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.